up, everybody? Welcome to Where's the Buzz TV. I'm your girl, Rocky Harris, and I'm sitting down with the crazy talented Gail Bean. You've seen her on some of our favorite shows like Insecure, Atlanta, and now she's playing our love to hate Wanda on Snowfall. Please, everyone, welcome Gail Bean. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Happy, blessed, sun is shining in Atlanta with family. So I'm great.
Absolutely. So really quick though, so I had Googled while I was doing my research on you. Were you born in St. Louis and then you moved to Atlanta as a child?
Yes, I was born in St. Louis and then we moved to Arizona and then we moved to Stone Mountain. We moved to
Okay.
Atlanta. Yeah, I moved to Atlanta when I was 3. So I rarely say mention any of the other places. Like my brothers remember Arizona, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't, not at all. I definitely don't remember St. Louis. But yeah, I always just say I'm from Atlanta.
Okay.
Stone
And
Mountain to be exact.
no, I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. So like whenever I see people who are from St. Louis, I'm like, okay, But then I was like, when I was doing my research on you, I was like, oh, she's not really from St. Louis.
Yeah, no. I couldn't even claim it if I wanted to. People would be like, oh, if people were to say, oh, you're from, I was like, I had to ask my mom what hospital I was born at. I think it's like East St. Lawrence or something like that.
Okay. So first and foremost, how has quarantine been for you? I know obviously people have different feelings. Tell me what you
Mhm.
love the most and what you love the least.
I've loved my family the most. Being able to like my my brother that lives here in Atlanta has 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So their ages are 5, 3, 1. And 5, 2, 1.
Okay.
So I've been in LA for 8 years. I've missed basically their whole life. I had to watch them grow up through like pictures and video. So being able to be here with them, everybody kind of lives pretty close. So like my mom, my other nephew, Kafenta, we just took him to college this year. So being able to be here for that, his graduation, which he wasn't too happy about it because it was virtual. But just being able to be here with family, that and like my closest friends, I think that has been being on the same time zone as them. That's what I love most. I would say what I love the least would be no work.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I bet you.
Like everything slowed down.
Yeah. No, I could believe that. So, on top, like I said, what I saw about you online was that you actually majored in accounting. So acting wasn't
Yeah, I have an accounting degree.
right. So it's interesting when I see people who are one amazing at what you do. Because again, I'm a fan of yours. Like I've seen your journey from at least like I said from the first time that I saw you, and I've been like, okay, like again, honey, you did that with like I'm a fan. I watch you and I'll be like, wow, she's her progression as an actor as is just stunning. I love watching you. But no, I just want, like I said, you majored in in accounting. So when did your love for acting come about?
Oh, I've always loved acting. I've always loved performing.
Okay.
So, like since little, I did ballet. I did co-ed competition cheerleading. I did theater. I did softball. I did track. I did everything that you practice, and then you have a performance
Mm.
and that adrenaline rush, the whole practice, and then you risk it all on one turn of pitch and toss and it could go bad. That like excites me. So I've always just loved performing and that whole work hard and then you have that one opportunity where you see if your hard work pays off or if you're cut out for it or not. And that's just since I was little, I've just always had a passion for that
Mm.
whole adrenaline rush. And but it wasn't until like my senior year of high school where I was taking a drama class and I was like, I want to do this in real life, like forever. And my mother said no. She told me I had to go to college, but she's a high school teacher, which, oh my God, that inflection made it sound so bad. She's a high school teacher. So,
No, I get it. Parents know best.
yeah, so for her, education is first. Like, no, you're going to college and you're getting a job. I mean, you're majoring in something you can get a job in.
Mhm.
So I just had to make it make sense, like how to please her. So I was like, okay. A lot of people, when they start their own business, they usually fail because they don't know how to handle their finances. So they put somebody else in place who they trust, and they don't know, they can't eyeball it. You have like the Lonzo or whatever, the Ball brothers situation, where it's like you don't know and you don't find out till way later, and it's too late, and hella money has been stolen from you. So I was like, okay, I want to own my own production company. The plan is to own my own production company one day. So accounting, finance, those would be a good major. That way, you know, in the beginning, you play every position.
Mm-hmm.
Have your own job. So I was like, okay, this is something where I can get a handle on it, and this major can really be very helpful and resourceful for my actual career in acting that I want to do.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that, girl, because I am definitely accounting. I could never. But
I love it.
Like I said, you are truly blessed, very, very talented. By the Hollywood Reporter, you were named as the 10 Next Generations Breakout Actors at Sundance. In 2015, you were cast to star in the horror thriller The Belko Experiment, and then you went on to book Atlanta, Insecure, Snowfall, as we see today. How do you feel about your journey as an up-and-coming actress?
Oh, wow. It just sounds so beautiful when you lay it out. I'm grateful. Gratitude is all that I can think when I look at my journey, the ancestors, God. I know that it wasn't me. Let me tell you, because I moved to LA not knowing anybody in the industry, not knowing what to do. I was like, okay, God, you're going to be my publicist, my agent, my manager, all things until, you know, when you find someone that you see fit to be that for me, then that will come. But I'm not rushing nothing, but I am going to throw a lot of darts at the wall, and then hopefully something sticks. So to just see the journey, I just feel and know that there was a higher being besides me, because I honestly had no idea. I literally had never, when I booked Unexpected, I hadn't been in front of casting directors for television and film and like big stuff. I had only, theater is my foundation. So I had only been in theater auditions or student film auditions. So after Unexpected, I got a lot of auditions and a lot of rooms opened up, and I just had never been in there before. So I was very green. I was very unaware of how to proceed. Like, could I ask questions? Can I start over? Do I talk to them? Just navigating the room was a bit much for me in the beginning until I started to learn, and my reps, you know, gave me feedback. They definitely developed me as an artist. That was really major for me, picking reps that could develop me as an artist, have developed other people, could understand that I'm Black, and communication and transparency is key for me. Whether you're Black or not, we got to be transparent. We got to communicate, because stuff can get misunderstood real quick.
Right.
So just looking at it, I'm honestly just grateful. I have a lot of gratitude, and I'm obligated to definitely inform people of my journey, answer questions, reach back to just let people know, you know, some of the hardships. That way they don't have to face them, and inform them on some things. That way they're not like another lost Black person.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say too, Samuel Jackson and a few others say that theater is like key when you're like starting off. Do you agree with that? I
agree. I feel that to have a theater foundation will make you one of the stronger actors.
Okay. No, a lot of the British, like UK actors, have a very strong theater background or foundation. So a lot
of American. Okay, this is the thing. I'm only gonna say this because you mentioned British actors, and everybody give them clout. A lot of American actors have a strong theater foundation, but people don't acknowledge it or recognize it. Some people don't mention it, but some of the greatest and the best actors here have a theater foundation. Did you know Katori Hall, who has P-Valley, came from theater?
Okay. No, I didn't know that. I know.
So many great.
Yeah, no, Aldous Hodge, like I said, Samuel Jackson. There was someone else that I was thinking of too, but there's a plethora of American Black actors. I know. And it's the conversation when it comes to American Black actors versus UK is something that it's a good conversation that it needs to be.
It is a good conversation that needs to take place more often. Yeah, there's so much. I don't even want to go on that tangent because there's so much I have to say on that.
Trust me, no. Well, I would like to say, and you don't have to go into it if you don't want to, but has that conversation obviously come up with Damson? I know that, like, he does an excellent job. Never.
Never.
Does he think about it at all? I know he's probably talked about it in interviews, maybe.
He normally like talks about like we talk about his family. I've asked him questions. We've asked questions. He normally like talks. He's like a comedian on set, so he mimics a lot of the great comedians and just jokes a lot. So we don't really discuss too much like UK stuff because I don't want it to get too sensitive and go. You know, people are strong about their opinions. And there's a lot, I think those type of conversations need to be had outside of set because sometimes they can it could become a debate because we're all passionate and strong. At the end of the day, we're all Black, but you know, different people feel different. So yeah, we haven't touched bases when it comes to the UK actor versus the American actor. At the end of the day, I love seeing Black people working. Wherever they come from, they could come from the moon or from hell. As long as they working and they Black, I'm like, go. So I think with me, I just kind of get a little. I'm from Atlanta, so I've already had that stigmatism when it comes from the Atlanta actor, where people like look down at you and they say the Atlanta actor, and they have it's such a negative connotation. So I've always been on my job like, nah, I'm gonna bring it because I know true talent that has come up out of Atlanta. I know how we're made here. Like, we great. We gonna grind. People talk about my career, my journey, and I feel like, yes, it's got an ancestors, but it's also because I'm from Atlanta. Like, the hustle is in you when you come from here. So what I've always really hated that a lot of or New York actors will look at the Atlanta actor and think like the Atlanta actor. So now I get it on like a double level because now people say, UK versus American. I'm like, but low key, us American actors is some shit though. Like, okay, we the truth. Y'all really sleeping on us, but we about to, the clock is set. They about to wake up.
No, trust me. I tell you, I'm as being from Missouri, coming to bigger cities, and Atlanta's a big city too. But I would say, like back in the day, it's Atlanta's just now getting the recognition that it deserves. Okay. So. Yeah, but no, trust me, I feel you on that tip because people from bigger cities, they be trying it.
Yeah, and Missouri ain't nothing to play with.
Period. Okay. Another big conversation that's going on right now. Obviously, a lot of people feel different about it, but there's a Black trauma conversation that's going on right now. Alina Waithe had released Them, which I've heard is excellent, but a lot of people in our community have different views about it. Obviously, Snowfall, which to me is one of the best shows on right now.
Thank you.
Nominations, like for real, because it's a lot of people that are not getting highlighted the way that they need to. And Snowfall, like y'all are giving it. When I say giving it. But Snowfall is one of those shows that does portray Black struggle. However, it does give the opposite side of the government and white supremacy and how that has played a part in our struggle. What is your take in that conversation about our pain and passions being portrayed?
So there was a tweet that Amy, I think her last name is Anobi. Okay. It could be Genobi, but Amy from Insecure. She was one of the producers and writers on Insecure, and now she's going on to do more stuff. And she tweeted, and somebody else tweeted, like retweeted, or maybe somebody tweeted it and she retweeted it, that they don't do Black. I think it
Marseille.
Yeah. Yes. Marseille. Mm-hmm. They both, I think Marseille might have tweeted it and then Amy retweeted it. Mm-hmm. I think it said, I don't do Black pain. Mm-hmm. When it comes to, I guess they were asking her about, like, you know, she does comedy, which is great. Everybody has their lane. And I said, I do Black pain and I do it well. Mm-hmm. But I do it because I feel it's all about perspective. For me, I like Black pain because it helps me overcome. Like the way I see it, like one of my homegirls just told me the other day she can't watch them because things like that, it stick with her. And she's like in a mood. And I say, you have to talk about it because that's how you get it out. But I loved them personally because one, my friend Malcolm Mays, who's an amazing actor, is in it. Two, them actors was so damn Black and beautiful. It was Black love. We seen a Black family struggle through something together. In so many films, we see Black families struggle and they separate. We see a single mother struggle. We see a single male struggle. We see them battle with each other. But we seen with them, I think people are overlooking the gifts that it gave us, which that happens in life. So many times we overlook the gems that is dropped on us, and we look at the negative. In them, you see the love of a Black family. You see a Black family sticking together in all the evils, whether it be spiritual, whether it be physical, whether it be white, whether it be internal, trying to tear them apart. And we see how they overcome and they triumph and they stick together. After watching them, I felt it ain't shit that could stop me. I was rooting for her when she slapped the white lady. I was like, oh hell yeah. When she told her, you know where to find me, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yes, there are moments, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry for the spoilers, but that cat in the bag situation, that shit broke my heart. My boyfriend was laying in my lap. I was sitting there crying, like trying to hold it in because it was just so heavy. There were so many moments that, yes, were heavy. And however, I feel it was necessary because a lot of times it seems like other ethnicities, non-Black people, don't realize what truly took place. Yeah. And they feel that it's so long ago. Another thing that I really loved about it is that it spoke on restrictive covenants, which that is major. Especially in the Black community. Part of why we aren't homeowners and don't have property, because if we couldn't buy, and there's leases and contracts that say it was actually illegal to rent or sell to a Black person. Like, come on, that's why we so far behind. And they talking about pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. We ain't got nothing but bare feet.
No, really.
Put the bootstraps. You made it illegal to sell us bootstraps. You made it illegal to sell us boots.
Period.
Nothing. So I felt like them was necessary, and so many people. I get it. Okay, cool. You upset?
Yeah.
Just say it wasn't for you. There's hella movies that ain't for me. Right. Like you don't. I'm not a fan of slave movies, slave projects. I'm not. You're not gonna catch me acting in none. If I get my reps know that, which I said, transparency and communication. Don't send me no slave movie or no slave project. Yes, I'll go audition for it, but if I book it, y'all gonna have to let the casting know that it's either make up whatever lie you got to make, it's a scheduling conflict or whatever, but not doing it. I'll audition for anything for the exposure, but I will definitely be like, oh no, we're not doing that. Thanks.
And that's beautiful. Seriously, like it's very difficult to see artists nowadays who are pro-Black, but you hit it right on the head. Transparency and communication, that is something, just a note for everybody, okay?
Everyone.
I do want to move on to Wanda because, again, you're doing an excellent job with Wanda. You really are.
Sorry, I'm kind of looking like her right now.
No, not even. Like you said in your picture, Wanda could never, okay?
Wanda could never. I love her. I'm going to be honest. I love... Go ahead, ask your question.
No, you...
Oh.
Got it.
I love Wanda because I feel like I wasn't alive when crack was first introduced to us.
Right.
And when I came around, it had already done so much damage that the members in my family or the people that I knew or the people that I saw were already just crack addicts. So that's all I knew them as. Like, I didn't really look at them as like, oh, that's my cousin. I was like, oh, he a Jay. So now it's giving me an inside look on how quickly stuff move, how unexpected, how like your reality can shift. And like nobody woke up and was like, I'm gonna be a crack addict tomorrow. Nobody knew it was coming. Nobody knew they were going to be addicted. Even if you saw somebody else going through something, you just were certain that it couldn't have been the crack. Ain't no way, because you may see other people that do the crack and it's no problem.
Right.
They turn around, they could be bad off like Melody, and then next thing you know, they Jesus. So it was an eye-opener and an educational role for me, but it also like opened my heart, which that I love roles that change me as a person, like give me a different perspective, a different vision on people that I interact with, people in my life, people that I've known. Even when making amends with people in my family that have passed due to crack, who I couldn't, like, now I see them differently. I just, like, when I got cast as Wanda, I had no idea. I had no idea she was gonna be a crackhead. No idea. Even at the end of season 2, I did not know it was going the way it was. I still didn't see it. So a person could be that far gone, like, yeah, doing drugs, and still not know that there's a problem. Like, I knew my character was on drugs, but I still didn't think that there was a problem. Not that she was gonna, like, not be popping out fly, not be around. I figured she's gonna get a little bag. I had no idea it was going, like, I couldn't see it. And it just, I love how it resonated with the audience and all the viewers and the fans of Snowfall, because like Amos said, it's a Black thing. You wouldn't understand. Like, even though we witnessed and some of us went through it, I think Snowfall is like really a history lesson for a lot of people in the Black community. I feel like Wanda is a wake-up call for a lot of people in how they treat others and understanding addiction, in realizing that this is a problem, but not just a problem, it's a disease. Understanding that, because I know people say, well, you chose to do those drugs, but like, if a girl has sex and a guy chooses not to pull out and he asks her, can he nut in her? Excuse my language. Right. And she says no. And he asks again, can I nut in you? And she says no. And he does it anyway. Yes, she chose to have sex, but she didn't choose the pregnancy. And see, a lot of people say, well, you knew what you was getting into when you lay down. Like, oh, you knew what you was getting into when you hit the crack. No, you don't.
Right.
You don't. Like, you literally cannot prepare for being an addict.
Especially
you can't.
You didn't even know. You didn't know. Right.
You thought you having a party drug, you partying, you having fun. Like, you literally didn't know.
Right.
And so many people hold the addict responsible. And it's like, let's back it up. Let's go to the source and the root, because really it's no different than with crimes on Black people today. Right. Like, you killed George Floyd and you hold George Floyd responsible about, oh, he was this and he did that. Are we not going to go to the root of the problem?
Right.
Because the root of the problem of Snowfall, of crack, of Wanda, really even above, because people are like, oh, well, Leon is what caused it. Really, let's take it a bit further and go a bit deeper on the layer of the onion to the core. It's the government who put it in there.
Right. And it's in Reed.
It's Reed.
It's Reed. It's right. The real villain. It's Reed. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because people will get mad at Leon, people will get mad at Franklin, but they're honestly just surviving in an environment that was created.
Absolutely. And that's all Black people are put in a situation, and we just trying to make it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Speaking of Leon, do you agree with Wanda trying to work with them, or do you think she should just stay away?
I agree, because I feel like Leon and Wanda had just like an unspoken bond, because she knows what's real. She don't wish no bad on him. Right. Like, even in the beginning of season 3, when she was mad at them for the boys, man boy crew, for like, they was just supposed to scope it out. Like, she don't wish no harm. She wants well for Leon. She do love him. Like, she truly loves him. Her addiction, she can't help. But she really do. If she was better, fully herself, she could really just walk away from the crack, she would. But she loved Leon, and at the end of the day, he come with the crack.
Do you think Wanda would have gotten clean on her own, or do you think it took her getting shot to like set her straight?
I think she needed that.
Yeah.
I think she needed that. I think she was too far gone to even like to know. It's like she couldn't see the forest for the trees. She was too far gone to even notice that she was gone. You see what I'm saying? Like, someone said, oh, the tooth fell out. I'm like, first off, Wanda been smoking crack now for 2.5 seasons. She ain't looked in a mirror in 2 seasons. You see what I'm saying? It's not like they sell the rock with a side of mirror so you can see your reflection and know what you look like. Like, she was so far gone and she wasn't going to take a second to slow up to even notice, because she was having a good time. Like, that's the thing that I gave to Wanda. I gave her a gift of me, of I love to have a good time. Like, and sometimes you're not aware of where you're at within a situation, and you don't take a second to stop and slow up and assess where you're at. But with the crack, it also fries your brain, so even when her tooth fell out, she saw a glimpse of her. But a person who is on drugs, their mind is so all over, it's so busy, their attention span is so lackadaisical, to where 10 minutes later she had forgot.
Right.
She had forgot that she even looked in the mirror to even remember who she used to be. It was a glimpse of her, and that second was not enough to save her. So she wouldn't have, like, next her brain is back focused on a good time. I want to rock. I gotta get some money. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get another hit, another high. I'm trying to be back at that place that I was at. With quarantine, everybody's been like, "Oh, take me back. I can't wait till the world opens back up." Seems like everybody's mind is on that. That's her mind all the time.
That's a great example. No, that was like a bomb. You need to tweet that for real. Like, that's a great example, because girl, I've been enjoying quarantine, honestly. Last question, because I know you gotta go. Well, it's two last questions. I'm gonna get you out of here. Okay. You did on April 9th, fired from airline September 2017. October, I booked Atlanta. November, I booked Chicago PD. December, I booked Snowfall. Thank you for the hating coworker girl who called headquarters and got me unjustly fired. I enjoyed the unemployment monies that had to pay me. Big God. Okay, right. Big Bean.
Big God.
Okay. So tell us that story, because that is crazy. But obviously, I would imagine that you love the fact that she got you fired, because now you're at where you're at now. And I saw that you had explained that you had people were helping you at the end of the day too, and like it opened up time for audition.
So, my grandfather, God rest his soul, died December 2017. I was working for Virgin America, which is no longer Virgin America, it's now Alaska Airlines. This was right before the merge, or like in the midst of the merge. And my mom called me. I was on my way to work that day. I think I had to work from like 9 to 10:30. My mom called me. The flight that left to go to Jacksonville, because my family, both my mom and my dad, are from Camden County, Georgia. So that's like 15 minutes from Jacksonville. They like deep Georgia. So my mom called me, was like, Daddy just went into the hospital. Can you fly down there to see him? Because, I had the flight benefits. I said, yeah. Flight left to go to Jacksonville at 9:15. Like I said, I worked to 10. So I didn't have any clothes, anything, right? But I just had like my book bag, because I would take my laptop, do my work and stuff. I was able to give away my shift till 9:30. Was begging my supervisor, can you please let me off? Can you please let me off? Can you please let me off? I'm trying to catch this Jacksonville flight. All my flights was done. I think my last flight was like 8:50. So it pushed out at 8:50. So I really finished like 8:40. I was literally done. I would have just been sitting there on the clock, not doing nothing until it was time to clock out. So I kept begging her, and she was like, yes. So I went down. Finally, she said yes. I think it was like 9:00. We're supposed to close our doors 10 minutes before. I go downstairs, get my stuff, clock out. One of my coworkers said, make sure you're supposed to go back out through security and come back in. I had grabbed my book bag, went upstairs. I said, okay. I went to the gate. It was my supervisor there, the people working the gate, so 2 people, and then this coworker who just did not like me. Because she just wanted to always talk acting, and I wasn't there for that. My workspace is my workspace. So, and then I like real conversations about other stuff. Unless it's like this is good.
I appreciate it.
So I was like, okay, I just got to run through security and come back. My supervisor was like, no, you don't have time. So I was like, but I got my bag. She said, I'll take your book bag and put it in the locker. It'll be here for you when you get back. I said, okay, cool. Got on the flight, left, flew to Jacksonville, went to the hospital, sat with my grandfather, loved on him that weekend, FaceTimed him so my brother, my nieces and nephews could see him. That was the last time I saw him. He died after that. He died in September. So I didn't get back down there to see him. And I don't do funerals, so I didn't go to the funeral. So that happened. I'm cool with that. That was the last time I see my grandfather. I'd do it again and again and again and again. I didn't know there was an issue because so many coworkers have done that. You know, it's like a recurring thing. So got off, came back. Some of my other superiors had called me to the side, questioned, asked if I got on the flight without going through security. I said yes. The procedure is when a flight is compromised, everybody's supposed to get off and they're supposed to do a security check on the plane, clean the plane, everybody go back to security, get back on. They didn't do that. So nobody followed protocol. Mm-hmm. So I got fired, which I challenged it because I applied for unemployment. They said no, they denied it. I appealed it. They denied it. The union was fighting for me too. I never got in any trouble. I was always like, been there for a year and a half, was an amazing employee. They wanted me to like move up at the company, but I told them I was good. I wasn't trying to do none of that. I was happy with what I was doing. I was picking up shifts all the time. Mm-hmm. I liked where I was at. I was just a customer service agent, board plane, deplane, check people in, take bags, all of that. And yeah, so they fired me. And my best friend was like, "Nah, don't keep fighting it." I said, "Nope, I'm gonna appeal it again." They denied my second appeal. I took it to court because the third time you appeal it, it go in front of a judge. I appealed it again. I had to go meet with the judge. She asked what happened. I brought all my paperwork. I told her the story. She said, "Oh, that just sounds stupid." Literally granted my unemployment. So I was getting paid, did not have to sit in traffic to drive to the airport because LA traffic is crazy. Was getting my money, was able to sit at home, record my auditions. And I had like 3 friends still working for the airlines. They let me use the buddy pass. So I flew on the same airline and was so polite, like, check me in, please.
Right. Well, then I know, because I know you got to go. Last question, and I'm going to try to see if I can show you this picture of me and you. It's not really me and you, but it's me.
Okay.
But, okay, so flats or wedges, girl? You said you don't do either one. So which one you got to wear one for 6 months straight, flats or wedges?
I'm going to wedge it out. I cannot with a flat. Unless we're talking about flip-flops. I cannot with a flat. I will wedge it out.
I'm so weak. Okay, I don't know if it's going to pull up or not, but I was doing an interview with Donald Glover. I was interviewing him at the Atlanta carpet. Child, when I tell you, you said, excuse me. Literally while we're talking, excuse me. I just want to stop and say thank you so much for doing everything that you did for me, to Donald Glover. And I was like, child. But then when I saw you, I ended up, regardless, that was a moment where I was like, okay. And then I looked you up and I was like, oh, she's a Sag. So they wild like that. But
we wild.
I know y'all are wild. That's my moon sign. Y'all are wild. But that was really it. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining, Gail Bean. You have, like I said, excellent job. I look forward.
Thank you. I do remember that moment. I absolutely loved it. And I absolutely love Donald, but I did have to tell him because listen, that meant something. That meant something else. That was my first project here in Atlanta that I shot. It's still the only project in Atlanta that I've shot.
Okay. Well, no, trust me. When in the moment I was like, dang, I'm interviewing Donald. But this is
I'm never gonna forget that moment. He's never gonna forget that moment. So years later, when you bring it up, he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I do remember."
No, yeah. At the end of the day, like it's all love, and I understood what you were doing. Like I really felt that. So, but again, thank you so much for tuning in to Where's the Buzz TV. I wish you nothing but the best. Have a great day. Okay.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Where is the buzz? You said was mine.